fuck it, we're doing this. No, really, fuck it, we're doing this. The thing is, I'm not angry, alright? That's something I need to say right off the bat with this. It's not that I'm angry. It's that I'm just so fucking disappointed with this game. You know, I can't even tell you how long I've been doing this mission for. Because it's just fucking cancerous. And I hate to say that word, but it is. This is fucking cancer, this is the worst fucking thing I think I've ever done in gaming. This kind of shit right here. And I've done stuff like Halo 2 Lazo, and that is so retardedly difficult that you have no chance of getting through it. And I hate to say it, but the vast majority of people who maybe even be hearing this right now will never do Halo 2 Lazo because it is so fucking cancerously difficult. There's no way that you could consciously play that and say that it's any good, because it isn't. It's fucking garbage. And again, the main problem is that it's just so difficult. You know, it's not good difficult either, it's just shit difficult. Like, oh, what kind of disadvantages can we throw to the player to piss them off as much as possible, and then just expect them to put up with it, right? You know, and I'm not even kidding, like Halo 2 Lazo, you have to like cheese the game completely to beat the first fucking level of the game. You know, in one level you play for like fucking 5 hours to get to a certain point, and then it's like, well, if you go down this gravity elevator the wrong way, then you have to start the whole level over, because that's it. The modifiers that the game turns on makes it so you just get noticed immediately when you get to the bottom. There's no way to get out of that situation. And that's not fucking fair now, is it? And this is coming from a game mode where you can't even, you know, go back to a previous checkpoint or anything. And the whole idea is that if you die once, then you have to start the level over anyway, but there's a caveat to that when you can sort of like get around it. If you were like me, of course, and you're playing it solo, if you're doing it co-op, then you can at least start from the last checkpoint, but you know, you need people who are as crazy as you to even contemplate doing that shit in the first place. And the whole reason I'm bringing up stuff like Halo 2 Lazo is that it reminds me so much of doing shit like this. It's the worst kind of challenge imaginable. You know, like, it is that bad challenge wise that it forces you to do shit over. You know, it reminds me of like the angry video game nerds talking about stuff from like the 1980s in video games. You know, about 80s video games, I should say. Not that the angry video game nerd was about in the 80s and doing videos under the name of the angry video game nerd. The whole point of what I'm saying here is that it's like you screw up in less than a second, right? It's not even 1 second. It's a tiny little bit of a fraction of a second. And if you are out of your timings by that much, then you just have to start the whole level over. And that's not fucking fair. And that's not even good challenge either. And then, of course, because you're out by a tiny little bit, then the entire section of gameplay that you just saw, you have to do over. Literally, you have to do it all over again from the start. There's no save states, there's no checkpoints. It's do a flawless run of this stage, and what do you get? You get fuck all for doing it. I mean, all of the collectibles you've already done, right? Oh, you get a perfect relic for doing this stage flawlessly, right? And it's like, okay, but do you need it to beat the game? Well, apparently, yeah, you do. You do need that shit to beat the game. And it's like, what the fuck? Who realistically, right, saw this and thought, yeah, that's a good idea? Gamers will like to do that shit. And this is the worst part right here. Because you can't... Look at that fucking bullshit. Look at that fucking bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. That's literally what I just said. You're out by less than 1 second. And you have to start the whole level over. How in the flying fuck could someone have looked at this and thought this was a good idea? How could they have consciously looked at this shit and said this game's good. Let past that. Let's just green light it. Fuck it. We'll release it. We don't give a shit. We want our money. We put our time, effort, and wasted our lives into this goddamn crap right now, and we deserve to get paid for it, right? And I say no. And I hate to say it, but this is what happens when games like Dark Souls get notoriety and popularity, and people think it's good. You know, this is what fucking Doom Eternal did. Doom Eternal did this shit too, where they just made the game overly difficult for the sake of it being overly difficult. And that is not what Doom was about. You know, you can play classic Doom on the PC now, and it's not about the game just being brutally difficult in front of your face. I'm sorry, but it's not. Prove me wrong. Doom was never about difficulty. It was supposed to be just mindless, you go around shooting enemies, you get key cards, open doors, and beat demons. That's the gist of the game. You don't need to juggle 27 different game mechanics, you know, or have ridiculous difficulty where you die really easily and shit like that, right? Right? Am I crazy or what? And I guarantee it's a game like Dark Souls that's come out, a game that's difficult as hell, and people said that was a good game. I think that's just generated a cancer in gaming. I really do. I think Dark Souls is a terrible game, and it set a terrible precedent. And okay, I'll say it's a terrible game. It's a terrible game for the fact that it set a precedent, right? That is why I'm as angry as I am about this shit. It's because of the popularity of something like Dark Souls has permeated the gaming sphere, and so now every game has to be difficult. Every single fucking game that comes out has to have a ridiculous challenge to it. Why? Because Dark Souls did it. And I hate to say it, but that is not representative of what most people want. You know, when people are going for like the completionist playthrough of a game, they don't want to be doing shit like this. Let me tell you that right now. They don't want to be doing shit like this, because this takes all the fun out of the game. And you might say, oh, well, this guy's salty, this guy's mad. I'm not mad. I mean, I might be salty as hell. You know, I've had a lot of fucking Pringles recently, but doesn't mean I'm mad. I'm just disappointed. The fact that the assholes at Activision and Toys for Bob has called this the 4th game in the series of the Crash Bandicoot games, Crash Bandicoot fucking 4, is a fucking insult. It is nothing like the original Crash games. It does the good things good enough, right? But it's just that little aspect of the completionist playthrough that those Crash fans love to go for. They really fucked it up beyond belief. Like, I wouldn't be doing this shit right now if I wasn't told by a trustworthy source, that being my brother and a little bit of salt in the wound called the internet, that you needed to do shit like this, these perfect runs in every single level, to basically get the completionist playthrough done of the game, right? You gotta get all the relics as well, but guess what? It's not just any old relics, no, it's the platinum relics. Yeah, you need to get all the platinum relics in this game for a trophy. And of course only 0.1% of people have done that at the time of this you know, little rant here. But this is why this sucks ass. This is why this sucks ass, and why I'm making this rant video, is because you saw what happened. I was a split second out, and now I have to redo the whole section of gameplay over. And you have to do that every single time you fail. And then it's like, that's your fault apparently. You did something wrong there. So redo the whole level, asshole. And it's like, no, fuck you. I shouldn't have to do the whole level over. You know, if anything, I should only be redoing this section. Right, if they had the caveat that you're only allowed to die a maximum of 3 times, and you still get the perfect relic, then that would not be anywhere near as bad. Okay, some levels would still be ridiculously difficult to do, but at least you have the caveat that you can die at least once and the game has some mercy on you. Or get the gold relics, not the platinum relics. Like, who the fuck gets the platinum relics in a Crash game anyway? You know, historically, you only ever needed the gold relics to beat the game. You know, and that includes like the completionist playthroughs as well. Take Crash 3 for example. Take the Insane Trilogy for example. You never needed the platinum relics to beat those games. Now all of a sudden they're saying you need the platinum relics to beat these games, right? And that's not fair. And now Coco missed a jump. You saw that. I didn't fuck it up. I'm not kidding. I did not fuck that up. Coco did. And there's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could have done there. At least I made it to the TNT, right? Oh wait, no, you didn't make it to the bridge, so you have to start the whole level over from the start. I didn't do anything wrong. I got past the bit that's bullshit. You know, you have to slide, well, you have to crouch and not slide, otherwise you hit the TNT. But then, oh no, you didn't do the jump properly, and now you fucked it up, and it's like, no. You didn't even land on the TNT, Coco. What the fuck is wrong with you? I didn't do that. But that's the thing. The game does stuff that you're not doing. And that is a fucking piss take. You know, I don't know what to say about this shit. I mean, I have the physical copy of the game, and I'm not even kidding when I say for the sake of YouTube views, I'll be willing to break this game on camera. You know, shatter the disc into pieces and say fuck you Toys for Bob from the bottom of my heart, and Activision as well. You know, and say you fucked this up royally. And I guarantee, without even seeing the credits to this game, there's no quality assurance testing whatsoever. There's been no beta testing, no quality assurance testing. No one play tested this shitty game before they released it. And even with the glaring problems it has, they haven't released any sort of bug fixes or anything. So, what does that tell you? That Toys for Bob are a bunch of assholes that don't know what the fuck they're doing? Yeah, they ruined Crash, man. They fucking did. And then there's going to be assholes out there that might say the whole, well, you know, Crash 1, Crash 2, Crash 3, they, you know, especially Crash 1. They had levels that you had to start all over again if you died at least once. Well, the catch there is, idiots, that in Crash 1 you could afford to die after the first checkpoint. But the big one is that you didn't have massive ass stages in the first place. So how'd you like them apples, huh? You didn't have long ass stages in Crash 1 like this, that are this long with 3 major sections to it, and if you die one single time you have to do the whole thing over from the beginning. You know, I can understand for someone's first time playing Crash 1 that can be a grueling ask to basically start the whole level over from the beginning because they died once at a bit that's later on in the level that they're not so used to. But at least the levels are short as hell, but not like this. This is abysmally shit game design. You know, whoever thought you needed the platinum relics to beat the game, like Diamond playthrough, Diamond trophy standard even, you know, was a good idea. They're a fucking dipshit. They're a fucking dumb idiot. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Anyone who thought, you know, doing these levels perfectly without dying a single time and getting all 6 gems in a particular level, you know, and that's what you might be wondering to yourself, is like, why the hell am I getting all the boxes? Why am I trying to get all the Wumpa fruits? Why am I going over here and getting this gem? It's because to get the insanely perfect relic, you have to get every single gem in a stage. You have to get 80% of the Wumpa fruits, every single box, and find a hidden gem that automatically gives you 2 gems for 40 and 60% Wumpa fruits. And it also gives you the dying, you know, the maximum of 3 deaths. And that's what you're supposed to do. And as you saw there, because I've done this shit so many times, I'm forgetting what it is I need to do. Because all I want to do is have another shot at that fucking boat section. And guess what? I said there's 3 sections because there's a worse bit after that. It's another one of those if you fuck up you can't go back situations. But it's even worse than this shit. And I can't believe the assholes at Toys for Bob can unironically tell me that this is a good game, or this is a good idea, or any crap like that. It isn't, alright? This sort of shit should be outlawed from gaming. This sort of shit is why save states were invented, why emulators were invented in the first place. It's so you don't have to do shit like this every single time. And it's so fucking annoying, man. Like, all I want to do is just have like a save state at this section. So then if I die, I don't have to do the whole dingo dire section over. Or if the checkpoint actually means I could go back to that checkpoint, like a save and revert or something, and just have a chance to try again. You know, I have tiers to the insanely perfect platinum relics or whatever. You know, and then just say, well, you get a bronze because you saved and reverted so many times, but you still did it. You still did the perfect run on a technicality. But then it doesn't matter what tier you get, because as long as you get it, that's all that matters, right? Like, only the idiots are going to go for the fucking gold ass, you know, you do it all in one run shit. But for most people, they're not going to have the insanity to do something like that, right? And now Coco missed the fucking jump. You saw that, right? Coco missed the jump. Coco missed the... I didn't miss the jump. I did it perfectly. Coco missed the jump. And because of that, because there's no save stating, there's no tiers to the insane relic thing you have to do. You have to do the whole thing over from the fucking start. What dickhead thought this shit was a good idea? I honestly want to see the head of the asshole who thought this was a good idea on the end of a stick and paraded around the world to be said that if you do shit like this, this is what happens to you. This is fucking cancerous. It's a disappointment of epic proportions that idiots make shit like this, and then you get even bigger idiots saying that this is a good game or this is fun. Yeah, this right here is a load of fun. I'm enjoying myself right now. Of course I am. How could you not watch this gameplay right now and listen to this commentary and have fun listening to it? It's fun, right? I mean, video games are meant to be played so you have fun, right? This is so much fun right now. I'm having so much fun playing this game. Yeah, I'm torturing myself doing the same shit that I've done fucking 20 times in a row now. Or however many times it's been. And it's like, oh yeah, you just gotta do it all over again until you do it perfect, right? No, actually, that's not the way it should work. So last time I checked, apparently at least, that someone was able to get at least the, what is it, like the software, the bare basic software for PlayStation 4 to emulated using stuff like KVM and QEMU and that. Honestly, I want to see like, you know, a full-on PS4 emulator. And then if there's a way you can sign into your accounts and that and rip physical copies of games into like ISOs or something, I would actually really love to basically put this game into a PS4 emulator and then just beat it. You know, use like cheat engine to stop the, you know, the relic timer from basically doing anything. And then essentially just use save states for shit like this. And then I'll beat the game and I'll be happy. But no, this game, it's either you put save states and stuff like that in the game in the first place, or you just make it completely optional to do this shit in the first place. Like, you don't need to do this shit to beat the game or get the platinum trophy in your game. It's only if you want to prove a point to people on the internet that you do this sort of shit. But not fundamentally, oh, you need to do this to beat the game, because that's just retarded as shit, guys. I don't know if anyone told you that. And another big glaring problem with this game that I've not even mentioned yet because it's not even associated with this level is the whole bullshit of how you touch a metal box that's been launched by a springy box. You just touch the bottom side of that box and it kills you, right? So a metal box that is up in the air, you touch the bottom of it and it kills you when it's in midair. Now I'm sure with like 90% certainty that shit never happened in Crash 1. I can probably boot up the game right now and prove to everyone that shit never happens in Crash 1. I can think of examples where that happens, and I can't think of a single time where if you've touched the bottom side of the block when it's in the air, you die. Alright. I can't think of a single example where that happens. I can think of many examples in this game where you touch the bottom of a steel block when it's in the air, launched from a springy box, and it kills you when it's not even touching the springy box. Well, that's what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be a crush trap. If you get stuck between the metal block and the springy box, then you should rightfully die because you get crushed to death. But not when the metal box is suspended in the air and it's nowhere near the springy box in the first place, because that makes no sense. That's dying in midair. That's dying for no fucking reason, like the box is made out of fucking mercury or something. Like, that's not realistic. Okay, you complain about realism in a fantasy Crash game, but it's definitely not consistent with the older Crash games, I can assure you of that. And this is coming from someone who's done like completionist playthroughs on YouTube of all of the Crash games. On PS1 at least. Because those are the good games. This is what we're talking about here. What the fuck? I got stuck. You saw that, right? And now I missed the Aku Aku because Coco got stuck on the front of the barge. And then what the fuck was that? I was doing the crawl animation when I was in the air. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to give this like one last serious chance. Because if I'm not going to do this, then I might as well just break the game into pieces.
We might have to just call it no 100% one. Just play through the rest of everyone and say that's it, done. We tried, we failed. We have to beat the game. We can play a new game. That's it. Okay.
And again, as I said, I'm not even angry at this. I'm not even angry. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed that retards at Toys for Bob and Activision can make this shit and say it's a good idea and have no one look at this and complain about it. Like, this is a fundamental problem with this game. It's not even, you know, like a... It shouldn't even be something that existed in the beta version, let alone the alpha version of the game. Not the fucking retail version. This is the sort of shit you get people to play and say this is too fucking much for most people. Don't do it. Just easing it up a bit. If you're going to make it so people have to do a level perfectly, then at least give them the chance to revert to the last checkpoint, you idiots. And then given the amount of reverts that people can have, then you're showing a tier of a perfect relic that they get. And then don't enforce that into like the trophy list or something. So I can basically save and revert 50 times, but I still get the perfect relic, essentially. And yeah, it might be a bronze tier or a tin tier or whatever, but then at least I still do it, right? Oh, that's all you had to do. Or not even do this fucking shit in the first place. Like, that's the solution here. As opposed to, what, reverting to save states and crap like that. Yeah, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen in a video game, ever. You know, and I said I've done stuff like Halo Laser, and that was ridiculously shit to do. I think that's easier than doing this shit right now. And I unironically mean that as well. Because I would rather be playing something like Halo 3 ODST Laser than doing this shit. You know, it's still ridiculously difficult, but at least it's possible. And I wouldn't be spending multiple days trying to do this sort of stuff. And wasting my life away and doing nothing. And accomplishing nothing because of it. I'm sorry, but I don't know what to say. I mean, how can anyone be watching this and be saying, like, this guy's just so wrong about this stuff, you know?
How can you defend the game like that?
You can defend the game if you just take a very simplistic stance of just, well, you know, you just play it for the fun of it. You don't care about the gems. You only care about the story. You know, the graphics and the sound look nice. The gameplay on a very basic level is satisfying. You get different characters. But how can you objectively look at something like this, do a perfect run of a difficult ass stage, and then say that's acceptable or that's fun? You know, there's no doubt in my mind that it's rewarding as hell, but you shouldn't have to do it in the first place. Or there should be more in terms of, you know, freedoms that the player should be able to have. But no, that doesn't exist. So Yeah, as Jane said, it's stupidly idiotic if you think this is fun. This shit here. Yeah, so James makes a good point. It should just be this section of the level, right? You just get to this bit, and that's the end of the stage. And then you get the insanely perfect medal at that point, because that would be easy then, that would be acceptable. But no, the fact that you have to play as Crash or Coco at this stage of the level, and do a harder variation of a level that you've already done, and you have to be perfect about it. You know, it's retardedly stupid, guys. I don't know how you can look at this and say this is good, to any capacity. And I haven't even got to that bit yet. I haven't even got to the last part of this because I keep fucking up at this bit, or the game keeps interpreting what I'm doing as a failure. Like, you should have saw what happened last time. I was doing a slide animation when I was in the air. I missed a jump completely. Of course I did. You know, and it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Other than shut the fuck up and concentrate, but even that doesn't help. You know, and I got stuck in the front of the fucking craft as well. Yeah, it's like not doing a jump off of that, and then I get stuck in a slide animation here. See, like that? What the fuck am I supposed to do about it? Coco did a slide animation in the air, and that fucked me up. And you're gonna look at this and say that's my fault? Are you really gonna look at that and say it's my fault? Are you a fucking moronic, retarded piece of shit? Fuck yourself if you really think that's my fault there. But Coco did a slide animation in the middle of the air for no fucking reason, and it fucked up the end of that perfect run. Are you a functional retard? I have to ask. Because there's no fucking way you could look at that bit of gameplay and say, this is a good game. This is fun. I am just fucking disappointed with this game, man. I'm sorry, I'm disappointed.
They fucked up Crash again. They fucked up in Nitro Fueled.
Oh, I completely forgot about Nitro Fueled. Yeah, that game's a disaster of a game. In terms of gameplay, they really screwed it up beyond belief. You know, and people think that game's fun. And people like that game. It's only marginally better than this, because at least that game you can beat it to some extent. I mean, you have to be crazy, but you know, it doesn't defeat the fact that it's doable. But this is just like completely not doable. Play a game, yeah, like Mario Party. Play a game like Mario Party where the AI cheats and screws you over, and you know that is actually more fun than playing this shit. And it's bad when you have to say like a Mario Party game is better than like a AAA fucking Crash Bandicoot new release. That is bad. That's bad, man. Like, I feel sorry for people that like go for platinum trophies of games like this, because you're just wasting your fucking time and your life away, man. I'm just doing this because I need to say something about it. Because I'm getting fucking agitated playing this shit right now. And then there's going to be idiots that are going to say, unironically, that what is happening on the screen right now is my fault and I should just take responsibility for it. But the thing is, I at least would be a man about it. You know, if I honestly fuck up, then I would say, yeah, I missed the jump, or I didn't do this move, or I didn't do that move. But what did you see in the last death? I did nothing wrong. Coco does a slide animation in the middle of the air and then doesn't get the box because of that. How can you look at that and say it's my fault? And I don't think you can. I think you have to blame the game for that shit. Yeah, yeah, it's inconsistent. You know, like maths doesn't save you here, because maths is all about like perfection and shit like that, right? You know, 2 + 2 = 4 is always going to be true no matter what point in history you're at, right? Unless you're a fucking dipshit. But you know, it's like this is a multivariate equation, and there's many different things that you have to take into account. So it's not as simple as saying 2 plus 2 is 4, but it's like some, I don't know, 20 variable equation, and every time you do it, some variable slightly different, and the answers just get ridiculously different as a consequence of it. You might say I'm talking crap here, but you know, until you've done stuff like physics, then you have no idea about what reality is actually like. It's complex, and it's not as simple as you may think. And so naturally you need pretty complex equations and that to accurately describe shit that happens. And sometimes there's no formal solution, shall we say, no sort of unique or explicit solution to a problem. You know, you have to resort to numerical methods or something. I only say that because that's stuff that I got a degree in. But, you know, I wouldn't expect the simpletons to say that this shit right here is fun to actually understand such complexities in life. You know, because what the hell does doing this actually prove? It proves that you're a fucking dickhead. That's what it does. That's what it proves. If I beat this now, all it proves is that I'm just an asshole. I've been sitting here for half an hour doing the same level, the same shit, failing at the same bits, by the way. And what am I accomplishing? Being a destructive asshole on YouTube?
You're an asshole.
Like this isn't going to change anything. I'm not proving anything. I'm not going to, you know, get like £20,000 or something for doing this shit. No, I'm going to get nothing. Why am I going to get nothing? Because people don't like people that are assholes. And you see that? I couldn't crouch. I was holding circle. This is what I was doing, right? This is what I was doing, and the game's interpreting it like I did this. I didn't do that. So I'm stuck. I don't know if I want to play this game anymore, to be honest with you. I don't know if I want to carry on with this torture. Fuck it. This is my last shot. This is my last shot, guys. I'm sorry. I'm giving this game everything I've got. And it keeps fucking me over at that bit for the same reason. It does shit that I'm not doing. I don't know what to say. What do you want me to say? That I'm fucking up, honestly? Well then, why the fuck do I need to do the dingo dissections all over again from the start? Right? Why do I need to do this? I shouldn't. I shouldn't have to do the dingo dissages over from the fucking start. Who thought this was a good idea? You have to be a retard. You have to have mental issues to think that this shit is a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's fucking cancerous, man.
How the fuck's a 12-year-old supposed to do that, by the way?
Oh yeah, that's the thing as well. On the game box it said this game's meant for like 12 and up, right? 12-year-olds and older.
12-year-olds is
yeah,
gonna do
but who the fucking planet Earth is going to be 12 years old and pull this shit off? You know, get every single platinum time trial relic, do all the insanely perfect relics, all that bits of shit. No 12-year-old's gonna do this, alright? And why is it a 12-year-old rated game? Oh, because there's one instance of Dingo Dar saying bastards. Yeah, that's a reason for a game to be a 12, right? Even though bastards isn't necessarily a swear word, given the context in which you use it. But alas, people would say that's a curse word, and so you have to be 12 years old to understand curse words, because obviously people younger than 12 don't understand what curse words are. Nor do they know of YouTubers who use curse words, but that's besides the point, I guess. I just don't know what to say anymore. I've said everything I wanted to. I said that this game's a disgrace. It's embarrassing that they had the nerve to call this Crash Bandicoot 4. It has nothing to do with Crash Bandicoot 1, 2 or 3 in terms of gameplay, in terms of difficulty. You know, as I said earlier, games like Crash Bandicoot 1, it was okay for them to expect you to do a level perfectly because the levels were short. This is like 3 times the length of a regular Crash level, and they expect you to still pull it off just as perfectly as you would have done on the PS1, right? Yet there's even more bullshit you have to contend with. You know, there's different gameplay mechanics in this that you have to know. There's hidden gems in that in the stage. You know, it'd be like saying, oh, beat Crash 2. You're not allowed to die after the first checkpoint. You have to get the box gem and any and all secret gems that exist within a particular stage, right? And if you die once, then you gotta start all over from the start. Oh hell, if you died, you have to start the whole warp room over from the start. That would be equivalent to this shit. You know, and it goes without saying, it's gonna be ridiculously difficult to do that. But some idiot out there is probably gonna do it, right? Because they're just gonna be crazy enough to think that, you know, I'll just take this guy on and prove him wrong about this shit. But then all that proves is that you're just a fucking idiot, because you just wasted your time. Like, that's all that would prove. And it doesn't prove anything anyway, because you don't get anything for it. At least for this, you get a trophy, I guess, but the shit you have to go through to do this. You know, you should probably learn an actual skill in life than play a game like this. This amount of time? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's much better things than life than to play a shit game like Crash Bandicoot 4 and go for the completionist playthrough, right? I've been here for 36 minutes now. How many times have I died at this bit? I've not even gotten past this section.
There's an even worse section before.
Yeah, if only I had one shot. If only I had one fucking shot at that section perfect. That's all I'm asking for out of this game right now. One attempt. And it could be the most abysmally shit attempt you'd ever see in your life. But at least it's one attempt, right? But no, I'm not even having the opportunity to have one attempt because the game keeps changing the rules at this part of the level. This section is not fun. This is like a cancerous section. They should not have put this in the game. You know, as James says, just end with the Dingo Dar section. Or as I said, don't even do this sort of shit in the first place. And then just make it so you just need the gold relics to beat the game. And that's all you need to do. Do like the original Crash trilogy. Well, at least Crash 3 did that. Or the Insane trilogy. You made it so you need the gold relics, right? And I didn't even do that. I didn't even do that. I didn't slide. I didn't move right and press circle. I didn't do that. And all I did was tap square. This is another bullshit thing as well, right? Watch what happens here, right? All I'm going to do is do that, right? This is tapping the square button. Sometimes you actually spin the TNT when you do that. And all you do is that. You just tap the button and you spin the TNTs as well. It's fucking inconsistent buggy bullshit, man. Oh, I'm not kidding now, because we've been going for 38 minutes now. I'll give this one last shot, and if we don't do it, then I'm not kidding. I'm not playing this game again.
We're just gonna have to beat the boss, and that's it. It's like, fuck the 100%. It sucks ass. Anyone who thinks that's funny is a fucking stupid idiot. Okay? No 12-year-olds are ever gonna beat this game 100%.
It's just fucking retarded, guys. It's complete fucking faggotry right now.
I am
really
never buying a new game ever fucking again. They suck. They suck. The PS5 sucks.
That's more like
whatever
it.
the fuck the new
Now,
console sucks.
which way's me
I'm
done?
gonna play retro games. Say, fuck you, new generation fuck doing this. It's a terrible generation for doing this.
This is why they say PC Master Race. This game didn't come out on PC. They have a point. They actually have a point. And at least with PC, you get access to much more than you do on consoles. Alright. As James said, fuck the PS5, fuck the Xbox Series X or whatever it's called. All I need is like an RTX graphics card and then I'm set. You know, RTX graphics card, like a 3080 or something, and I'll be set. You know, all I'll do then is just play my games on PC and then say fuck consoles. This is the sort of treatment, the shit treatment you get from playing games on consoles. No save states, nothing. You don't have access. There's nothing for you, gamer. Oh, what's that? You want to have fun playing a game? Well, fuck you. You have to suffer through it. PC is just better than this. And I brought up the case of Doom earlier as well, with Doom Eternal being like fucking Dark Souls, because this shit's like Dark Souls. And people think that the difficulty of Dark Souls is a good thing, even though it kind of isn't. Right? And how that's like permeated modern gaming now. It's like so many games are coming out that are difficult. As I said earlier, give me a game like System Shock 2. If you fuck yourself up in that game, then yeah, you're going to have a bad time because that's your fault. Give me a game like Cloudpunk. It's a game that doesn't even have anything in terms of difficulty in the first place. You just drive around and it's very narrative heavy and it's actually pretty fucking good. I'd actually rather play a game like that than this any day of the week. And it's just generally a more fun experience. But no, people think that shit like this is good. Dark Souls level of challenging gaming is good. And how that's festering in modern gaming.
Stand in water. Smells like home.
It just gets tedious as hell. You lose the fun out of doing the same thing like 20 fucking times. All because there's a later section that you're not allowed to replay just given the circumstances that the game puts you in. Like, I would actually laugh. I would actually call people like fucking retarded faggots if they say that this is one of the easiest stages to do in the game for this. Because you have to be living on like planet Mars, right? There's no way you could unironically go into a comment section and say, well, this is actually really easy. I did this on like my second attempt. You plebs struggling 30 times trying to do it. Nah, we did this like second try. Come on, it's not that bad, right? You have to be a fucking idiot, right? You have to be. I'm being a fucking idiot for sitting here for 40 minutes now and doing the same shit over again. And failing to the same shit over again. It's not fun, it's just ridiculously stupid. And I'm about had enough. You know, and I'm just going to be ending this rant and say, fuck it, you know what? If you like Crash 4, then you're a fucking dumbass.
You're a retard.
You know what I mean, son? Yeah. I mean, I say if you like Crash 4, if you like this aspect of Crash 4, then you're a fucking idiot. There's no way you could actually play something like this and say that this is good, this is fun, this is, you know, worth your time, because it absolutely isn't. Playing through the regular game is fine. You know, that's not too bad. You get introduced to different mechanics and yeah, it's kind of interesting the first time. And yeah, some of it's bullshit like, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. Just doing a regular ass playthrough is not the end of the world in terms of Crash. It's doing the completionist playthrough that sucks monkey fuck. And I didn't do anything wrong there. I jumped on the box and the game says I missed.
Well,
how can you say that I missed the box there? How can you watch that video back and say I missed the box? I didn't. I hit the box. But the game's going to say no you didn't. I might as well show off the part that's worse than this, because I might as well just say, you know what, the game cheated and killed me. There's no point in getting angry. There's no point in delaying the pain any further. This game, this fucking shit here, sucks my dick. You know, they can just fuck themselves and die in a fire. You know, this is like evidence as to why the Nazis should have won like World War II. You know, that way this shit never would have happened. We wouldn't be wasting our time with shit like YouTube and Twitch and FOTS and e-girls and all of this crap. Because none of this would have existed. And then I wouldn't be wasting my time and I'll be in a much better position with my life now. Yeah, by not existing in the first place. But look, and again, look, I didn't do the jump, right? I did the jump perfectly. No, you missed. Oh, you slid into the TNT even though you didn't move right. You know, this is just bullshit, man. It's the same fucking shit every single time for the same reasons. This is the definition of insanity. You have to be mentally ill to actually think this is a good idea, or this is any fun whatsoever. Yeah. We were naive enough to think we were going to go for 100% of this game. We were naive enough to think that this game was actually going to be good when we played it. In a very, 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 very simplistic way, this game is good. This is not good. This is not fun. This is what happens when you say games like Dark Souls are good. When you say challenge is good. This is what happens, guys. Don't allow it. Look, I press spin. I press spin on that box and the game says, no, you didn't do it. Because you bounced off it instead.
What the fuck? Please.
And then what am I supposed to do there? I landed on the fucking pipe. You know, people will be assholes and say that's my fault. And I just tapped square. You saw what I did. I just tapped square and I spun the TNT. Oh, what the fuck? That's all I did.
We did it again.
I'm not even kidding, guys. I just tapped the button and the game spun the TNT. That's not supposed to happen.
We did it again.
How many times in a row did I just tap the button and the game says you've spun the TNT? I didn't spin the fucking TNT, you dickheads. I didn't spin the TNT. I tapped the fucking button. That's you changing the fucking rules on me. You think I'm crazy? That's the game changing the rules at this bit to try and troll you and kill you and make the whole level over again.
Please get rid of the fucking relics. They're so crap. There's no need to do it. What are you, fucking stupid?
Well, obviously they are, because they think doing this shit's good.
Say it's like you don't need to do it until 150%.
Yeah, just update your game or something. Or make it so you need the perfectly relics, but then you have like the ability to go back to your last checkpoint, and then it says you have 0 deaths and you have a chance to do this shit over. Because this is not fucking fair. It's not even fun to say you have to do the whole thing over from the fucking start. Look, that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do, and it's so painful to get to that bit in the first place.
Imagine not dying and doing this shit.
And then this is the worst part as well, right? This bit coming up, this is the worst part. Alright. You gotta get through this point, and then you gotta get to this, right? This is why this level sucks shit. This is why I rage so much at it. Alright. It's sort of like you have to go down, then go backwards. Then you have to go the other way. So you go slow, but then you see what's happening. I'm not going up the current. I missed 2 boxes. I need to go back up there. Oops, you can't go down there. So what the fuck are you supposed to do here? You have to start the whole level again from the start because the game fucked you. And that's your fault, right? Yeah, that was my fault that I missed those back box there. Of course it's my fault, right? Of course it is. Of course it's my fault that I turned around and tried to make it so I hit the boxes. And then it's like, I actually know you didn't hit the boxes because fuck you retards. It's like, no, fuck you retards. You're the retards who made this and thought this was a good idea. You can't even turn around in the first place because you have to take such a wide angle just to be able to face the right way in the first place, right? And then shit like that happens where you just go all over the place and then you can miss the box like that because you can't control where you're going. It's like doing that. It's like, you know, fucking fishtailing like crazy. And it takes so fucking long to get back up there anyway. So I mean, this is what I mean. Imagine getting to that point without dying and then shit like this happens because the control is so bad and there's no way to save yourself from a shit situation. You know, like there's assholes out there that think this is a good idea. Like going through the box right there, going through the box and the game's saying you missed, that's a good idea. Yeah, fuck you. Oh yeah, I've done a Half-Life 2 mod called Air Exchange Retail. That's like 20 quadrillion times better than this shitty game. Because that has like, that has problems. I'm at least going to be man enough to admit there's problems. But you'd have a million times more fun playing it than playing this garbage. Because this is just fucking disastrously shit. And the fact of the matter is you're supposed to die 0 times in this level and we've died 10 times in this run. And we've been going for nearly 50 minutes now.
I think that's it. We're not doing 100%. Fuck this game.
So I tried my best there, but no, I couldn't turn. So yeah, that's it. I mean, the controls are so slippy.
Until Toy Club and Activision updates the file so it makes the game easier. I'm never playing this game again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm probably not gonna. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Just a normal playthrough. Yes, I'll do that. But not.
So you see that shit? Hold on, let's try and see that. Let's show that again, right? You saw what happened there? I boosted into the ledge, and the game says I missed the box. You can play the video back. the board went through the box, and you're gonna try and tell me that's my fault, that I fucked it up there. You're gonna tell me that I fucked it up there? Really? Really? You're gonna say I fucked it up there? Are you actually gonna be retarded enough to say in the comments that I fucked it up there? Never mind. Fuck this game. You know what? Fuck it.
Please don't do it. We are think about the horrible. Oh, second last step. Don't you fucking dare, guy. I swear to God.
See, this is what I want to do.
Don't you fucking dare! I want to beat the game.
That's what I want to do. I want to uninstall the game. I don't want to play this. I really don't want to put a single second more time into this game because of shit like that. You have to be a fucking retarded piece of shit to think that's a good idea. To even like it in the first place. The game itself is not bad. It's that shit that's fucking faggotry right there, right? I'm sorry, but I had to basically put this video out to expose this game shit for what it is. It's shit. You shouldn't put up with it. You should demand more from your games, quite frankly. Toys for Bob and Activision are a bunch of fucking retards, and Beanox as well. You should go back to fucking school and learn fucking game design from square one, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing, quite frankly. And of course, that's going to be it, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say. What do you want me to say? I've said everything that I wanted to. What do you want me to say? You really want me to be sitting here and saying all this is my fault? Do you really want me to be doing that? Really? You really expect me to take responsibility for shit that you're seeing on the screen right now that I'm not doing anything wrong, right? Game changing the rules? Sliding in the air? You really gonna say that's my fault? How about fuck you, right? I'll just say it right now at the end. Fuck you if you think this is a good idea. It isn't, alright? I have no idea why they thought that you needed to get those perfect relics to beat the game. It adds nothing to the game. All it does is waste your time, and you get nothing out of it, alright? You don't get anything out of it. All I'm intended to say is that this fucking sucks my dick, and it can suck the shit out of my ass. It really can. I don't know why people would even go for this sort of stuff. Like, seriously, let's just take a quick detour into the trophies, right? Look, only 0.1% of people have actually gotten every trophy in the game. That's saying something, alright? That's saying something. Let's compare that to other Crash games. Like, let's go down here for Crash 1. What do we have here? The 0.8%. 0.3% did the gold relic in Stormy Ascent. More people did the gold relic in Stormy Ascent than beat your fucking game. How about Crash 2? 0.7% of people did that. Crash 3, which is going to be up here somewhere, backed out by accident. That's Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. 0.8% did that. Crash 3, 0.9% of people did that. 0.8% got, you know, the gold. They got the gems in Future Tense, right? That is reasonable. It's difficult as shit, but it's reasonable. The whole fucking platinum time trials and perfect relics and that, it's just fucking retarded as shit, man. You fucked it up big time. I don't know what I can say. You fucked up. You are a fucking asshole if you think this is a good idea. If you think that's a good idea, you can fuck yourself. I'm sorry, but you can. Because that's not fair. That's not reasonable. That's not good game design. That's called being a fucking retarded piece of shit, alright? I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you, but that's retarded as hell. So I think I'm going to be rounding off this video because I really wanted to say something about that shit, alright? I did. Don't get me wrong. On a simplistic, bare basic level, Crash 4 is a good game. If you include anything about platinum time trials or the fucking you know, perfect relics or whatever, then that's where you're overstepping the line and this game becomes utter garbage. You know, that's what Dark Souls does to games. It makes stuff like Halo Lazo happen. It makes games like Doom Eternal happen. It makes games like Crash Bandicoot 4 happen. And we should say no. We don't want Dark Souls level of difficulty in our games. Make games easier. Make games like Crash Trilogy. You know, you don't need the platinum time trials, but you just get the gold instead. Yeah, it's difficult as hell, but it's still doable, right? You know, you can have tiers to the perfect relic, but then if you get it, then that counts. Or just not even have them in the first place. That is my constructive criticism. That's not being toxic. That's not being an asshole. That's my suggestions for Toys for Bob. Whether they listen or not, they probably not, because they're a bunch of idiots, as has been established in this video. But, you know, if they were going to take my advice, then I would say don't go for the platinum time trials. Just get the gold at least and make that a trophy. And have a tier system for the perfect relics. So, you know, you can revert to a checkpoint at least and not have to do the whole level over from the start, because that's just 1980s shit, right? We don't live in the 1980s anymore. We live in the year 2020. We're about to go into the year 2021. This shit is so outdated. I've had enough. I'm going to be calling it quits for today. You know, as you see, it's coming up to 9 o'clock in the evening. I'm just losing my tolerance for this crap right now. So with that being said and done, everyone, hope you enjoyed the rants. And thank you for your button. No, I didn't say that. But yeah, this is where I'm going to be ending it, because I've fucking had enough, guys. I'm sorry. I've had enough. I've had enough. I don't want to do this shit anymore, man. It's fucking retarded and bullshit, okay? James, do you have any closing remarks?
Fuck Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, fuck Crash Bandicoot 4. Alright. Take care out there, guys.